Hey guys, this is Dr. Joe Borio with this week's Health Kick, and I got a quick announcement here before we start talking about today's topic, and that is our nutrition workshop. It's going to be March 24th. It's a Thursday night. It's at 6:30 at my office. Anybody local, certainly you're welcome to come. We're going to feed you, and I'd love for you to experience what our office has to offer you and your family towards wellness care. We are true wellness doctors, so we want to see your body work exactly the way it's supposed to. One of the important aspects is the fuel you put in your body, the food, the nutrition you put in your body. It's going to help you heal. Certainly it's going to help your body regenerate new tissue. It's going to help your body give energy throughout the day. And we want to teach you the good stuff and what the bad stuff is, and we teach you a little bit how your body's supposed to work. So if it's something you're interested in, call our office at the number listed. It's 315-699-1441. You can use extension 10. Just tell my staff you're coming. You can bring as many people as you want. We can fit about 170 people. We almost always fill up. So just so you know, if you're interested, make sure you call us as soon as you can. That being said, today I want to talk about thyroid and thyroid problems and thyroidism, and you hear all these words, Hashimoto's syndrome, and all these other terms in describing thyroid problems. So let's talk about the thyroid. What the heck is the thyroid? Well, the thyroid gland lies right in here, right in your throat, right by the thyroid cartilage. There's a small organ. It's a gland. I shouldn't say organ. It's a gland that's right in here. It's an endocrine gland, meaning that it makes endocrine hormones. It makes hormones. Guess what it makes? Thyroxine, which is the hormone that your thyroid gland makes. Now, why is that important? Well, thyroxine has a lot to do, not entirely, but it has a lot to do with your metabolism. So when your thyroid is working the way it's supposed to, it helps control your metabolism. The thyroid also, man, it's really important. It affects your immune system, because by affecting your metabolism, it affects your immune system. It controls the amount of, again, partially controls, it's not the only gland that controls it all, but it partially controls what? The amount of fat that's on your body. It affects greatly your heart rate. It affects your cardiac output, how hard your heart beats. Okay? You've probably heard of beta receptors or beta drugs. They make our beta blockers and so forth. So it has an enormous amount to do with so many different body functions. That's just a few of them. So when the thyroid's not working properly, it affects a lot of systems. Most people feel tired if you're not making enough thyroid, and that's the most common problem. So your thyroid's not making enough hormone, so what happens? You feel tired, you tend to gain weight, it affects your hair and your skin, it affects, like I said, your heart rate, your digestion, it affects all different factors. What's kind of interesting is hyperthyroidism, many times, meaning more hormone than you're supposed to make, can affect a lot of the same things, your skin and your hair and so forth. But you'll find with the heart, your heart tends to increase its rate. It tends to start to flutter. It tends to have extra beats, which are called preventricular contractions, or atrial fibrillation it can start to cause. It affects your digestion. Often people that are hyperthyroidism tend to lose a lot of weight. Not all of them, but many people tend to lose weight. Which some of you may say that's a good thing, but it's not, because it's at an expense of making your body very unhealthy. So all that being said, what the heck controls your thyroid? Well, one of the glands that controls your thyroid is another one. It's called the pituitary gland. It's in your brain. So this is how this works. Your pituitary gland is in your brain, in the middle of your brain, kind of hangs on the bottom of your brain, okay? And the pituitary gland makes a hormone called TSH. It's called thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay, so what that does is when it's released by the pituitary gland, it tells your thyroid, circulates in your blood now, it tells your thyroid, hey, I need more thyroid hormone. Then your thyroid makes more hormone and therefore starts to work the way it's supposed to, affecting all the different systems, glands of the body, as well as other types of systems in your body. That's basically how it works, okay? So you can have a couple of problems. The thyroid gland can start to malfunction, right? And the problem could be here at the thyroid level, or the pituitary gland can malfunction, and that can affect the thyroid as well. So one of the blood tests you'll run is a TSH. Hey, if the TSH is running higher, meaning your pituitary gland's sending out a whole bunch of hormone to tell your thyroid to make hormone, but your hormone levels are still low, what that typically means is something's wrong with your thyroid, okay? If your levels are low, right, and your TSH is low, then something's more with the pituitary gland. Now, the pituitary gland is a neuroendocrine gland, which means because it hangs off the brain, it's directly coordinated in activity by the brain, by the nervous system. Okay? So the nervous system plays an integral role in the amount of thyroid hormone you make. Your nutrition plays a big role. You heard about iodine and so forth. Your nutrition plays a big role in how well the thyroid works, or what types of hormone, or the amount of hormone the thyroid can make. It even gets more complicated, which I'm not going to go into now, but you've got T4, T3, you've got active and inactive forms of thyroid, whether it's bound to iodine, the protein called thyroglobulin, whether or not that's circulating in quantity. So it can get really complicated. But this much I know. Your thyroid primarily stimulates your system. And if you take stimulants, okay, coffee, caffeine, guys, 5-minute, 5-hour boosts, Red Bull, all these other types of stimulants, you basically are taking the place of the thyroid. You're saying to your body, hey, look, you don't need to make a whole bunch of thyroid. You don't need to get the adrenal glands and all the other systems going, because I'm going to take something outside my body and put it in it to get me fired up. Well, what happens is after time, the thyroid gland stops working. It stops making so much. It says, hey, what the hell am I making all this thyroid hormone? He's having a pot of coffee every day. He's having a Red Bull every day. He's having all these caffeine stimulants or Ma1 or all these other stimulants every day. So guess what? The system says, I'm not going to make a lot of hormone. So now you become addicted to the outside stimulant, or you become lethargic and tired. And the problem with that is, that's just the energy part of the thyroid hormone. It affects, like I said, your hair and your skin and your heart and the other endocrine glands, and it affects a lot of different systems. So by taking a lot of stimulants, it really hurts the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland can also be reactive and start to cause a hyperactivity of the thyroid, because you keep shutting it down, and then it keeps turning on and shutting it down and turning back on. So it goes from slow down to, wow, it's going to take off. You can also have different types of diseases where the thyroid gland starts to make different forms of cancer or hyperactive cells, which can increase the amount of hormone that's in your body. A lot of people think, hey, just I'm gaining weight, my thyroid's off. It must be just simple thyroid problems. But I can tell you straight out, rarely is that the case. Most people, they're not gaining weight because there's a problem with the thyroid hormone. They're gaining weight because they're eating lousy and they're not doing a lot. So that's almost always the case with weight gain. There's other problems. One of the great pieces of advice I can give you is, if you're running into thyroid problems, there's a couple things you need to do. One, immediately, because there's a neuroendocrine organ, the pituitary and the thyroid are greatly affected by the nervous system, you have to go to a chiropractor and have the spine evaluated, especially the upper atlas, the cervical, and the mid-neck, the mid-cervical, to see if there's misalignment in there that's pressing on the nerves that are communicating to either the pituitary or the thyroid gland. That's going to greatly affect how well those systems work, number one. Number two, the Chinese always say you want to start with the liver. So one of the places that you want to start in order to help the thyroid and pituitary is you want to do a liver cleanse. And if you go to a really reputable, a good health food store, reputable health food store, they're going to talk to you about doing a liver cleanse. And there's a few different products that they have. Now, what the heck does that mean? The liver, everything you put in your mouth goes through your liver. So by cleaning the liver, think of your liver as like a colander where you're going to strain spaghetti in it, okay? So that those holes get plugged up with gunk, with junk, with different types of foods and so forth. So by limiting food in your body and taking some supplements or herbs that help the liver cleanse itself, stimulates more circulation, allows the colanders, the millions of colanders in there, to clean themselves, the liver starts to work more efficiently, more effective. It's an enormous endocrine gland, the liver, and therefore the rest of the body works better, specifically the thyroid gland. So a lot of people are treating the thyroid when often the liver is just lazy. It's a lazy liver. It's sluggish. You'll also find people that tend to have gallbladder trouble tend to have thyroid trouble, because again, the liver becomes sluggish, therefore the gallbladder becomes sluggish, which means you start making stones, they start having gallbladder attacks, they take the gallbladder out, but they tend to have a lot of thyroid problems as well. So how do we get through this? Well, you want to make sure that you're eating green leafies. Okay, I mean, no, not rocket science there. You want to make sure you're taking a real good supplement that has minerals, antioxidants, and a multivitamin. So it's got to have vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Extremely important. And you want to make sure you're having some good soft fiber, digestible fiber that allows the body to work cleaner and more respectively. You also want to remove toxins or artificial fats, trans fats, partially hydrogenated fats. They need to come out of the diet, really important. And the caffeine or the other types of stimulants that are out there, you certainly want to limit a lot of those on a regular basis in the body. Cleansing the liver, good neurologic care with the adjustments to make sure the nervous system are working, and making sure you're getting some good nutrition will almost always address thyroid problems. Guys, this is a topic that you go on for hours for. I wanted to give you a simple overview. Hopefully I have. Don't forget about our nutrition workshop in the office. Love to see you there. And remember, guys, you, your mother, your father, your grandfather, all the kids in your family, everybody in your community, everybody you know needs to go to a chiropractor to make sure the messages from here get to the body, and all the messages from the body get up to the brain. Makes you a healthier person. Remember, eat well, exercise, drink a lot of water, right? Good night's sleep, and regular chiropractic care. Guys, this has been Dr. Joe Borio with this week's Health Kick. Have a great week. I look forward to talking to you next week.